29. Va'al limud poskim. So while learning poskim, learning halacha, Hizr me'od me'od biyosim kol amudim. He warned, he cautioned very, very much more than any other learning. I have to learn halacha, Jewish law. V'roi li'omod kol arba Shulchan Aruch, and it's fitting to learn all the 4 books of the Shulchan Aruch. Shulchan Aruch is the main code of Jewish law. It's 4 books, 4 main books. Kulam, all of them, the Roshim ad Sofim Keseder. He said it's good to learn the whole Shulchan Aruch from the beginning to the end, in order. Some people like to learn Shabbos and then Brachos and this. So Rebbe Nachman held that it was good to go through the whole thing. Because, with experience, I think the reason is because if you're continually just doing subjects, then you're not going to see the whole thing. So you go through in order, eventually you'll get to everything, and you'll do everything. You made it a goal to do the whole thing. So if a person is able to learn the whole 4 books of Shulchan Aruch, with all the big Perushim. So the big Perushim is talking about, I remember saying this, actually Rabbi was talking about this last week on, he was reading it was Rebbe Nachman's yard site. Rebbe Nachman was the main Talmud of Rebbe Nachman. Thanks to him we have books like Sichos HaRan and the HaRan and everything. So he said that the last week of his death, it might have been the same day, I think it was that morning, he said bring me the big Shulchan Aruch. Because he had, like Rabbi Nachman, they said, we'll bring you the small one. He said, no. What? I can't do the big one. Bring me the big one. You're too easy on me. So the big one means it's Shach and Taz. That's the main Perushim, or depending on what book it is, with other Perushim in it. The Ketanim, I think, is just Shulchan Aruch with Shach and Taz or something, but not all the other Mefarshim. So that's what he says. So it's good to learn not just, I think also with the Bach, he said. That's the tour, so I don't know what he meant. But anyway, it means with more of the explanations on it, not just the main one. Or if not the big one, then the small one. So we're not even talking about what we call Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. We're talking about the main Shulchan Aruch with some of the commentaries. People don't realize this, but so who wrote the Shulchan Aruch was Rabbi Yosef Cairo, right? So that was his cliff notes, basically, on the Beit Yosef, which is his commentary on the Tur. So he wanted you to go know the Tur and his commentary at the Beit Yosef, go through it a few times, and Shulchan Aruch was supposed to be the review that you would do it once a year, the whole thing once a year. So people think Rabbi Nachman was crazy. You'd go through the whole Shulchan Aruch once a year. That was Yosef Cairo's original intention, was to do the Shulchan Aruch every year on Shabbos, to review it, right? To go through the whole thing once a year. It's only cliff notes. Now there's all these commentaries and this, and it goes backwards into this to figure out the Gemara. But if you go through the Gemara and the Tur and the other Rishonim like you're supposed to, and then you get to the Beis Yosef, so then when you do the Shulchan Aruch, it's a good review. It's a good cliff notes review. So that's what Rabbi Nachman did. He said it's a good thing to do that. He said it's very important to learn halacha. But tikkun gadol, it's a great rectification. It's a big tikkun to learn halacha. Because of our sins, good and evil has been mixed together. This is also from the original sin. It says Eitz Hadas Tov V'Ra. They ate from the Eitz Hadas Tov V'Ra, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. That before they ate from the tree, it was clear good and evil was separate. They were good, and there was this evil, Nachash, the serpent, was evil. But once they ate, then it comes inside us. The Yetzer Hara comes inside us. It's in our head. We don't know what's good and bad. It's outside of us. We don't know who's good, who's bad, what's good, what's bad. It's all confused. And the more we sin, the more good and bad gets mixed up. So the Aidei Limud Posek, but through learning halacha, Shemivarer HaKasher v'Aposel, it separates the kosher and the apostle, because when we learn, the Gemara is called darkness, because the Gemara there's machlokes. This rabbi says this rabbi says this. So it's in darkness, we don't know. But once you get to the Psak Halacha, You took out the pasul, and you got the kosher. What's the halacha? This is the halacha. Shulchan Aruch is the psak halacha. This is halacha. Shulchan Aruch, Adar Ramah, that's the halacha. So that's taking like the chaff away from the kernel. You get the kernel, you separate the good and the bad. So when we do that, when you're learning halacha, so spiritually you're doing the same thing in the world. Whenever you learn halacha, you're bringing out the good from the bad. So same thing, it's bringing the good and the bad, the good out from the bad in the world. Okay, so like we said, it separates the kosher, the pasul, and the mutter, and the asr, the tar, and the tameh, etc. And through this, nizbar, it separates even nifarish the good from the bad. Hatov min hara, like kimuvor b'maymer reisi min arzav, like he explained in a different teaching, the greatness of limud poskim, the greatness of learning halacha. And he said, Rabbi Nachman said that every Jew is obligated to learn every day halacha. This is one of the main reasons why, why people said that if you're going to pick a Hasidus, they said go to Breslov to learn halacha. I think someone tells over in the name of the Chafetz Chaim that someone went to him and asked and said they wanted to become a Chassid, and he said, be Breslov because put a focus on halacha. I don't know if this story is true or not, but that's what I heard. But when you tell somebody nowadays that, that, so they think, oh, okay, it's not so bad. They hear how he's putting emphasis on halacha. Okay, fine, it's not so bad. So also Rebbe Nachman was saying this week that, that Breslov has everything that the Litvaks have. He said, what you have, we have. Right? He said that we have this whole emphasis on halacha, and you have to make a chiddush in halacha. And the only way you can make a chiddush, you can make a novel idea. You can't just learn the Shulchan Aruch and make a novel idea. Oh, must be he said that halacha on this. You can't just do that if all you know. Halacha is very cut and dry. If you're just learning the halacha, if you don't know the background, you got nothing. So, in order to make a chiddush, to make a novel idea in halacha, you have to know the Gemara. You have to be a lamdan. You have to know the Gemara well with the Rishonim, with the other commentaries to be able to do that. So Rebbe Nachman in Likutei Moharan also, he says you have to be a lamdan. People don't realize this. It's not just about fluff and emuna and nikuda tova and la la land like people think. Rebbe Nachman wants us to be Talmidei Chachamim and to know halacha and Gemara and the Rishonim and everything like that. So basically he says we have everything that the Litvaks have, right? He said you have, we have what you have, but what we have you don't have. They don't have Rebbe Nachman. So it's everything plus. So people, here it is right here. It says how important it was every day. And someplace else it says that when people would come to Rebbe Nachman to find out their tikkun, he could look at people just like the Rizal did, and he could look at you and say, oh, you have to do this, and you have to do this, like different things they would have to say or fast or whatever it was. Every person had their own tikkun that they needed to do. Everyone had their own individual tikkun. But to everybody, he would say two things: Hisbodedus every day, and halacha. Put a big emphasis on learning halacha, Jewish law, very important. That's what he's saying here. He said that every Jew is obligated to learn every single day halacha v'lo yavar. Don't let a day go by without learning halacha. But let's say he has no time. He's an honest. He can't do anything about it. So he meant, like we said before, you should do it in order. You have a set order that you do. You start from the beginning and go through every day. If you don't have time to do that, you forgot where you are, you're just at some random shul, learn any chapter. Just grab something off the shelf, whatever is out, learn something, wherever you are. Wherever, in any place, even if it's not the place that you're holding in your own order, just learn anything. Because a person needs to learn some law in the Shulchan Aruch every single day his entire life. And when he's not an honest, meaning when he's able to control what's going on, so he should learn in order, like we said, the 4 Shulchan Aruch, Midei Yom, every single day. So when a person finishes the whole Shulchan Aruch, Yachzer v'yasiv l'amad keseder. Go back and learn it again in order. Chen yinag kol yimei chayav. And that's what a person should do all the days of their life. She's telling us big advice, big chassidus here. Learn halacha every day in order. Don't miss a day.